Christmas. Oh, how I have dreaded writing this part of the chapter. The sacred cow of Christianity. Most open-minded believers are agreeable, or at least tolerant of Torah-observant followers, until this topic comes up. Then they are hit by the spirit of Christmas and they become downright abusive. People will completely shut down when you start to dismantle the traditions of Christmas. They will defend this day into their dying breath. Unfortunately, everything about this day is pagan, including the day itself. A very famous televangelist was asked about Christmas being pagan, and he admitted it was. He then dismissed the truth by stating that we Christianized it. As we already established, Yahweh doesn't want Christianized pagan traditions in his name. He wants those things destroyed with extreme prejudice. Therefore, let's just rip the Band-Aid off, shall we? Yeshua was not born on December 25th. Researchers have deduced, based on biblical context, that he was born sometime around the Feast of Tabernacles, probably September 11th. That day should ring a few bells and bring up questions, but that's for a different author. The God that was born on December 25th was none other than Nimrod. The two Babylons referenced on page 189 of this chapter actually traces all false gods to Nimrod and his wife/mother. Christmas is linked to the Roman holiday Saturnalia. This was to honor Saturn, the god of agriculture, who was also born on December 25th. Saturnalia was considered the most sacred day of the year. These worshippers believed that the sun god was sick and weak every winter and would celebrate the solstice because it meant that he was getting well again. They would decorate their homes with evergreen boughs. They believed that those boughs also warded off witches, ghosts, evil spirits, and illness. Christmas trees are linked to multiple pagan rituals and beliefs. Romans would bring in pines, spruce, evergreens, or fir trees into their homes every winter. It reminded them that the sun god was going to get better, and that the greens would grow again and the summer would return. The Egyptians would use palm trees as a type of worship for Ra, as a symbol of triumph over death. Druids believed the evergreen was a symbol of everlasting life. Vikings believed that evergreens were a special plant of the sun god Balber. In Norse tradition, decorating the tree was done to represent a family god or deity. The Norse would also hang a wreath to honor Odin. O Christmas tree, how lovely are your branches. Jeremiah 10:3. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of hands of the workmen. With the axe they deck it with silver and gold. They fasten it with nails and hammers, that it may not move. They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must need to be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good. The Yule log is from the Norse people bringing huge logs into their homes and town halls. They would burn them for a feast and exchange gifts. That could take as long as 12 days, hence the song 12 Days of Christmas. They also believed that each spark was a representation of a pig or a calf that would be born to them in the coming year. Caroling is something that I have not personally done or seen in person. Surprisingly, people still do participate in this. Caroling actually stems from fertility rites and rituals. Villagers traveled through the fields and orchards in the middle of winter, singing and shouting to drive away the spirits that might hinder growth. Mistletoe has long been considered a magical plant. Romans would hold fertility rituals under the mistletoe. Get that out of your head the next time Granny meets you under the mistletoe for a smooch. The Norse would meet under the mistletoe and lay down their arms in honor of the goddess Frigga. Decking the halls is not as pure as one would think. The holly leaf is a symbol of the Norse god of winter, the Holly King. He would battle with the Oak King. It was also believed to ward off evil. In ancient Egypt, and during Saturnalia, Vines or boughs of holly would be used to decorate and ward off winter evils. Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. Gingerbread men are a sweeter version of the human sacrifices burned alive during Saturnalia and the Norse winter sacrifices. Santa Claus, while made popular by Coca-Cola marketing geniuses, stems from a culmination of many different beliefs. If you look up Old Nick online or in the dictionary, it says it is Satan. The Catholics state that Saint Nick is the reason for Santa Claus. The Norse told their children that Odin, who Santa resembles, would watch them while they slept and would punish those who misbehaved. The Italian witch La Befana would leave gifts and treats to good children during their winter celebrations, and Frau Halle gave gifts to women in the winter solstice. There are many who, upon finding out that Santa, the Tooth Fairy, and the Easter Bunny are lies, start to question the authenticity of Yeshua. We are commanded not to lie. We tell our children over and over again not to lie. We punish them for it. And yet every year, in the name of fun, we lie to our children over and over. Then, when they start to hide things from us, we wonder why they do not trust us. These holidays are nothing more than repackaged worship of false gods. Repackaged worship of the devil, meant to trick those with real love in their hearts for Yahweh and Yeshua into breaking his commandments and breaking his heart. Many ministries know the truth, but say that if they were to stop Easter and Christmas worships, they would lose their churches. It's become more important to them to pander to the people than tell the truth. If I brought you a piece of dog poop shaped in a square and covered in frosting, would you call it a brownie and eat it? We, as believers, are not meant to blend into the doings of this world. We are not to hide our light under a bushel for fear of being different. We are to be set apart. The Bible warns that we will be prosecuted for his name's sake. Why would we be prosecuted if we are doing the same exact thing that everyone else does, even if, in our minds, it's for different reasons? Like, share, and subscribe.